As we go through this series on building a team and how to hire the right people, I'm going to take you step by step through how we train, hire, and develop some of the highest producing teams in all of real estate. In this video, we're going to talk about how to build the team, but specifically, we're going to talk about how to hire and onboard, train, and develop a buyer's agent to be a true rock star. In a previous video, we talked about training and the onboarding of assistant. We've given you access to our 30-day admin mastery program. In this video, as you stay to the very end, we're going to give you the 10 things to be on my team, a true checklist of what it's going to be, what it's going to look like when you join my team so that everybody knows what to expect. And we're going to give you access to our buyer agent mastery program. That's literally an 8-week training program designed to get your buyer's agents closing 2 transactions a month. So let's talk about why and when to hire a buyer's agent. What happens when you know your numbers in your business? Every listing that you generate should create between 6 and 8 leads a month. Every 25 leads we generate, we hire a buyer's agent. It's the role of the team leader to create stability and security for that agent, so the team leader has to be profitable. We coach agents all the time who start thinking about the process of hiring a buyer's agent, and what they do with compensation is they'll create a compensation structure that they would work under. And so as a leader, you think differently than as a buyer's agent. The role of a buyer's agent, and we'll talk about job descriptions later, is to prospect, show homes, and negotiate contracts. Those 3 things. Everything else should be done by the team or by the administrative assistant or the client care coordinator. The problem that team leaders have when they overcompensate a buyer's agent is they won't give them their A lead. So let me give you an example. If you're a team leader and you say that you want to put your buyer's agents on a split, like let's just say 70-30, they get 70, you get 30. When you have a $1 million buyer come in and you're working on a 3% commission or 2% commission, everything's negotiable when it comes to commission, but whatever you choose, let's just say it's a 2% commission. That means that there's $20,000 in available commission coming into the business. With that 20 grand, you're going to pay 70% of it out. That's 14,000 of it out to a buyer's agent. Is it possible that by overcompensating a buyer's agent, you're going to be less willing to give them your A leads? See, what we found is when you pay too much in compensation to your buyer's agent, it disincentivizes the behavior I want from the team leader. I want the team leader to give up all the leads. I want the team leader to give all their leads away so they can focus on prospecting listing houses, negotiating clients, and developing their buyer's agents. Think about the compensation. We often found that we have clients like Ron Howard in Maryland who built a phenomenal team. They were selling lots of houses, but there was no profitability in the business. Ron actually wrote a book called The Pit Stops to Profitability for Real Estate Rock Stars, Agents, and Teams. And in his Pit Stops to Profitability, he shares his own personal journey of having to fire everybody on his team and hire them back on the right compensation plan. So what's the right compensation plan? You'll see other videos, and I'll link to them right here where we get into great detail on compensation. But for now, I'll just say that the way we compensate buyer's agents is 40-60. They get 40, you get 60 as a team leader on the first 2 transactions they do in a month, 45-55 on deals 3 and 4, and then 50-50 on 5+. Once you've gone through and explained that, I promise you every team leader and every buyer agent say, well, I wouldn't work on that lead. Well, let me ask you a question. What's more important to you, the split you're on or the amount of money you take home to your family? If you're on a 70% split, but your team leader doesn't give you any A leads and you don't sell any transactions, how much money did you make? 0. But if you're on a 40% split, the team leader gives you everything and you're closing 2 deals a month, now all of a sudden, let's say take those same numbers, if your average commission is $20,000, you're at 40% of that, you make $8,000, 2 deals a month is $16,000 a month. That's game changing. And so having compensation that motivates, inspires, and creates the activity that we want from the team leader absolutely matters in being successful. Now, one of the things that team leaders might say is that I don't have enough leads to hire a buyer's agent. Well, when I talked about the role of a buyer's agent, it was to prospect, list or show homes, and negotiate contracts. Number 1 is prospect. There's no promise of leads when you join my team. What I'd rather do as a team leader is make sure that I'm teaching you how to hunt, how to find opportunities that are out there. And I know that we can do that because we follow a proven system called Buyer Agent Mastery in order to get there. We created a system called the 10 things to be on my team. I'm going to go through those 10 things with you right now to talk about what the 10 things needed to join a Workman coach team. Number 1 is you got to show up at the office 4 4 days a week, 4 days a week minimum at 9 o'clock for a daily huddle. You have to arrive dressed for success, focused on money-making activities, and you have to be ready to go. When you attend these daily huddles, you have to come prepared to talk about the 61 points that you generated every day doing dollar productive activities using our daily success habits tracker. We focus and time on money-making activities, and that's tracked in your daily success habits tracker. Next is you have to agree to use and build your top 50 list, and then we make contacts with all 50 of them every single month. One of the things in having lead conversion is to follow the Workman Success lead conversion system. We use that using our Workman Success lead tracking system to follow up with every lead that's out there, understanding what an A lead is, a B lead is, and a C lead is. Number 7 is you agree that you'll keep a minimum of 100 contacts in your CRM. Number 8 was we follow the 4-touch contact system. Number 9 is you agree to hold 2 open houses. And number 10, you agree to do whatever it takes using your 4 pillars of income to close 24 transactions a year. So you agree to these 10 things to be on my team. If you can't do these things, that we don't set the expectations properly to begin with, we set ourselves up with failure by hiring people and not setting proper expectations. So now we've got them hired. They've agreed to the 10 things to be on my team. What do we do in the next 90 days to ensure their success? We call that the 30, 60, 90 onboarding process for a buyer specialist. Remember, anything you do 3 times, what do? That's right, we create a system for it. First 30 days, the goal in the system is to create understanding of how to do real estate right. It's the big picture of real estate business, the sales process, learning the core values, the mission, the vision, and the goals. We teach them and we make sure they learn and how to participate in our daily huddles on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we also do team meetings. We role play every day. When I say role play, it means we practice scripts and dialogues. In our new Coach AI bot, we literally have artificial intelligence doing role plays, practicing scripts and dialogues with our agents in every scenario you can imagine in real estate. They have to shadow higher performing buyers agents a minimum of 2 to 4 hours a week. They have to complete the business plan that's laid out in Buyer Agent Mastery, or BAM, that I'm going to give you all at the end of this video. I want them to write 10 contracts. I want them to practice doing the things that they need to do. The first 30 days, they're learning the business. The next 30 days, we call it the 60 days, is where we move from understanding what we're doing to actually being able to do it well. That's proficiency. And this is where they're now going through the RAMP program. They're participating in the weekly meetings. They're starting to do the lead generation. They've got leads that are coming through. They're doing accountability meetings with the team leader. They enter all the leads in the lead tracker. And we're starting to be able to track their trends so that we can coach them to the gaps. They've got to get 3 buyer agreements signed during this month. I want them under contract quickly so they're making money. The third 90 days we call mastery, and this is where we now have taken their goals and now we're executing on their 4 pillars of income. They're participating in the huddles and being actively engaged in the team meetings, doing their lead generation where they spend a minimum of an hour prospecting every single day. They're attending the bi-weekly accountability meetings with their team leader, their mentor agent, and they're reporting on their daily success habits. They're entering new leads in the lead tracker every day, and we figure out how many leads they have to enter every day in order to hit their income goal, and then they get their buyer agreement signed. They follow the process laid out in Buyer Agent Mastery and RAMP of being an excellent agent. What happens is they begin to do these activities. They're mentoring, they're writing fake contracts, they gain more confidence so that we have a conversation with a client. That's right, they come across as being an expert in real estate. The days of being able to fog a mirror and sell a house are over. Our agents have to have higher skills, they have to be better developed and better trained, and we'll help you do that through our online training programs outlined in these videos. So the last thing is we did a team study and we asked team members what it is they're looking for their team leaders, and agents are looking for team leaders who are willing to show and mentor them in being success. Remember, the buyer's agents are a phenomenal addition to your team, but they require leadership and mentorship in addition to the specific training that they're going to get through Buyer Agent Mastery. As a team leader, you can give them a clear path to success. You follow the 30, 60, 90 onboarding process. They sign the document. This is 10 things to be on my team. And then you actually do the activities as laid out in the 30, 60, 90. I would love to give you the entire program. I'm going to give you the 30, 60, 90 program. I'm going to give you access to our BAM, and I'm going to give you the 10 things to be on my team. Just download it right here and do the work. As you do the work, you're going to find out not only is it easier to hire, but your people will be more successful because you're taking the time to pour into them, to train them, and to develop them to be your rock star agents. Good luck with your next hire and have fun going through BAM.